Okay, I want to give you some gold today. I'm going to teach you something that you can use globally, but today I'm going to apply it to the area of relationships. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's by a man named Eckhart Tolle. And it says, when you complain, you make yourself a victim. Leave the situation, accept the situation, or change the situation. All else is madness. So I want to talk about how that applies to a relationship. So across the top here I have thing I don't like. Okay, again, this is a global concept. I could talk a long time about how to apply this in the areas today, relationships. So I come across a lot of people that have unhappy relationships and are maybe thinking about leaving a relationship. Or if they're not ready to do that, spend a lot of time feeling bad about the relationship or complaining about it. So I want to empower you with this. So let's explore how we would use getting out of madness. What we're going to call madness is like the doubt, the unhappiness, the anxiety, the depression, the bad feelings, the back and forth. Should I stay? Should I go? Can I do this? Can I do this? One day is yes, one day is no. So that is what's madness. That is what creates us to have really unhealthy emotional lives, and it affects our physical bodies. It affects our relationships with other people. I write about this in my book, Living Younger, how our vibes affect our health. So you want to get out of the madness, and I'm going to show you a couple ways how. So the madness is all the self-doubt. We have three options. Option one is we can leave. Okay, if your relationship's bad enough, you probably already thought about these options. There's a lot of pain associated with this. We all know that's why we go back and forth. So that is one option. Another option, accept. Okay, so this is where you have to look at yourself in the mirror and you say, can I accept this person with the things that are not working, and maybe just stop resisting it. Like, just, you know what? He or she is just not ever going to change. That's how they are, and I'm going to stop taking all the pressure expectation that they need to change for me. I'm going to accept them for how they are. There's a book called Radical Acceptance that it does a great job helping somebody walk through that. If they decide, you know what, leaving is not an option. I'm going to stay, but I'm not going to stay in the madness. I'm going to stay, and I'm going to work on accepting this person exactly as they are, learning how to love through it, learning how to be my best self through it. Accepting is definitely an option, and it's something that actually is a beautiful thing. It's releasing that person to be who they are, removing your attachments of expectations that they be somebody different for you or show up differently than how they are in a relationship. And then the last option is change. Okay, so we have the option to leave, accept, change, all else is madness. Break it down that way, it's pretty simple to look through your choices. Change, number one, I would say start with yourself. Change yourself. Change your attitude. There's so many tools I could give you to do this if you decide to go this route. So we can change our attitude through self-mastery tools such as gratitude, mindset, vision boards, personal development, that sort of things. If we come up, the relationship comes up. You bring the quality of yourself up, you have something better to contribute in a relationship. It's automatically going to improve your relationship. So one, we can change ourselves. Two, we can change something about the relationship that's not working. And you can use counselors for this, whatever. You can read books together. You can have good conversations. I will say this. There's a beautiful concept that can be kind of fun if things haven't gone too far. And it's the concept of this. You're not going to divorce the person. You're committed to the person. But you're going to divorce the relationship. The relationship has gotten maybe toxic or maybe has developed some patterns that really are not working. So we're saying, I love you. I'm committed to you. But I'm divorcing this relationship. And the fun part about this is if you talk about it in a non-threatening way and just make sure you affirm the commitment to that person, but the separation from how things have been and how things are and maybe how things are going to be moving forward, then you can actually maybe even write this divorce contract together. It'd be fun. Decide what you're divorcing and then decide what you're creating new. Okay, let's rip this up. This hasn't worked. This has led us to this point. We're both miserable. We don't want to leave. We don't want to accept it. We can't live like this. So with the change thing, let's create something completely new. And you know what? To make it even more fun, even give yourself new names, like, you know, something fun, something sexy, whatever. Make yourself new names. Think of it as like a brand new thing you're creating, two new people coming into a new contract of being together, moving forward. And this is good too, because a lot of times life changes. Like who you were when you were in your early 20s or mid 20s when you came together is not who you are anymore. And there's certain functions of the relationship that you might not need in that contract anymore, but need a new one moving forward, right? So we're not trying to recreate what was, but we're trying to create something brand new moving forward. So again, let me break this down for a life coaching client that I was working with, so you can see like a real life example. So this person is not at the place where they're ready to leave. Thought about it a lot of times, it's been discussed, but it's just still too painful. And there's still some hope there. Okay, so leaving is not an option. Accepting, no. This relationship is in a lot of trouble. It's not working. There's a lot of really unhealthy patterns. It's not something that would be physically, mentally, spiritually healthy to accept the way that it is. So we're the change part. And this is the concept of the divorce. Like, honey, I'm committed to you. I am done with the relationship. Let's build something new. So this is how in a real life scenario, you know, that has worked out and it is exciting and can be a good part of the process. I will say this. If you decide to go this way and you're going to work on the change, number one, change yourself. I will say that always. Change yourself first, and then you have something extra to bring to that relationship and help that to change. And I will say also that there are certain times when there's going to need some healing and forgiveness to happen before you can just rip up that contract, rip up what was. Healing does not need to be, I think too many times traditional therapy sessions focus so much time hashing up the past, what worked, who did this, who did that, who needs to say they're sorry. I'm a strong believer in 20% of the solution. 20% of the problem, 80% of the solution. So yes, there are a couple critical times, and when you listen to your heart, you will think of maybe 2 or 3 major things that happen where it's just like a knife that the partner put in your heart, or that you put in your partner's heart. And those things need to be heartfelt, you know, full eye contact, completely engaged, completely loved, accepted, physical connection. Those need to be healed. You can't just rip it up and throw it away. Like, heal first and then build that new contract. So all that to say, a caveat there with the whole fun thing, create a new contract. Heal. You need to heal first and then go through that. But find a counselor who is not going to have you be spending 10 weeks working on past issues, but it's like, let's deal with it. Boom, there we go. Now let's do all the fun work of building the new thing. So anyway, let me know what you think of this and reach out if you're not sure, if you leave, accept, change. If you wanted to clarify this for you so you're not stuck in that madness, just wrestling month after month after month of like, God, this doesn't feel good, but what can I do? Wanted to give you some clear options, how to change what you don't like, make it into something beautiful and even better than what you had before. Love to hear your comments. Please reach out to me, talk to me, and share this with somebody that you know is maybe stuck in that situation, stuck in that madness. We want to help them get out. Have a great life.